Today's other headlines start in California, which has declared a state of emergency over a bird flu outbreak among dairy cattle. California has seen the most dairy cattle and human infections since the first U.S. cases were detected earlier this year. In a statement, Governor Gavin Newsom called the declaration a targeted action to ensure government agencies have the resources and flexibility they need to respond quickly to the outbreak. That came as the CDC announced the country's first severe case of bird flu in a human, involving a person who's been hospitalized in Louisiana. More than 60 human infections have been reported this year, but health officials say there's no evidence of human-to-human transmission, and the risk to the public remains low. In Russia, authorities say they have detained a suspect in yesterday's killing of a senior general in Moscow. Russian TV released video claiming to show the suspect's confession. Security officials did not release a name, but say the suspect is an Uzbek citizen born in 1995. In the video, he says he acted on the order of the Ukrainian Security Service. The video has not been independently verified. The attack killed Lieutenant General Igor Kirillov and his assistant outside of his Moscow apartment. Kirillov was the head of Russia's Chemical, Radiological, and Biological Weapons Unit. Russia's foreign ministry said today they plan to address the killing at the United Nations, and they vowed retribution.
The permanent mission of Russia to the UN will raise the issue of the committed terrorist attack during the UN Security Council meeting. We are confident that all the organizers and perpetrators of the murder of Igor Kirillov will be found, punished, whoever it may be, wherever they are.
Ukraine had opened a criminal investigation against Kirillov on Monday, accusing him of directing the use of banned chemical weapons in Russia's war against Ukraine. Russia has accused Ukraine of doing so as well. Both countries have denied any wrongdoing. In the Middle East, Israel's military is preparing another offensive in central Gaza and is telling Palestinians to evacuate the area. Gazans in the Barej refugee camp are urged to relocate to a humanitarian zone on the coast where hundreds of thousands of Palestinians have already been displaced. Meantime, Israeli airstrikes across northern Gaza killed at least 20 people overnight. It all comes as talks seem to inch closer to a ceasefire and a hostage deal between Israel and Hamas. And that's fueled cautious optimism within Gaza.
I hope the talks are sincere this time and not random like every other time. We want the war to truly end because we are exhausted and can't take it anymore.
Meantime, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu was in court today taking the stand in his corruption trials. He's the first sitting Israeli leader to ever stand trial as a criminal defendant. The prime minister has been charged with fraud, taking bribes, and breaching the public trust. He's called the charges against him idiotic. A British teenager charged in a stabbing rampage this summer remained silent during his court appearance today as a clerk entered not guilty pleas on his behalf. 18-year-old Axel Rudakubana was charged earlier this year with 3 counts of murder and 10 counts of attempted murder. He received additional charges when poison and an al-Qaeda training manual were found at his home. The July attack happened in a town north of Liverpool at a Taylor Swift-themed dance class. All of those killed were young girls under the age of 10. His trial is scheduled for January 20th. The U.S. military has repatriated 3 prisoners from Guantanamo Bay in Cuba back to their home countries. 2 of them are from Malaysia. They pleaded guilty to charges related to the 2002 bombings in Bali and will serve out additional 5-year sentences in their home country. The third returned to Kenya after being held for 17 years. He was accused of belonging to a branch of al-Qaeda, though he was never charged. Their departure leaves 27 prisoners at Guantanamo. 15 are currently waiting for release after being cleared of wrongdoing years ago. The EPA approved 2 requests from California today aimed at banning sales of new gasoline-powered cars by the year 2035. The first would require that 80% of new cars sold in the state by that time be electric. 20% must be plug-in hybrid models. The second rule would cut pollution from diesel-powered trucks in the state by 90% in the coming years. The decision has national implications, with at least 11 other states following California's lead on stricter emissions, but it also sets up a clash with the incoming Trump administration, which has sought to reduce auto emission standards. And the top gun of the silver screen is now a military hero in real life. The U.S. Navy has presented Tom Cruise with the Distinguished Public Service Award, the branch's highest civilian honor. His action-packed role as Maverick in the original Top Gun and its sequel made, quote, outstanding contributions to the Navy and the Marine Corps. The 1986 hit drove a spike in enlistment, so much so that the Navy set up recruitment tables outside some theaters. Cruise said he was proud to receive what he called the extraordinary acknowledgement of his work. Still to come on the NewsHour, presidential politics puts a major funding bill that would avoid a government shutdown in jeopardy. The incoming chair of the Progressive Caucus on efforts to rebrand the Democratic Party. And the American astronauts stranded in space face another delay before their return to Earth.
This is the PBS NewsHour from the David M. Rubenstein Studio at WETA in Washington, and in the West from the Walter Cronkite School of Journalism at Arizona State University.